that's quite bright there. Just seeing if anybody's on. Hello, Cammy's Tiny House Living. I've seen a couple of your videos. I just subbed on your channel this week, I think. You have a little tiny house, which is cool. I don't think I could ever live in a tiny house, even though I like the concept. Happy to see you here. I'm doing good. I tried to do a live stream earlier, but I think my phone died. So then we had supper. So I'm here just drinking coffee in my cup. Because I love coffee. So I figured I'd try to come on and see if there was anybody on here. And just chit chat. How are you doing? Whereabouts are you? Oh, there we go. Doing good. Oklahoma. Cool. I've never been to Oklahoma. I live in Kanata, which is a suburb of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So it's just above freezing. Well, it was just above freezing before the sun went down today, so and it's supposed to go down to minus 17 Celsius tonight. So yeah, it's winter. It's January. No, now it's February. So this is not unusual here. What's the temperature where you are? Trying to see. Weather is crazy. 70 one day. We're having the same thing too, just in Celsius. We had, like today, it was +5, so everything was kind of melting, and which is about your 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it's going down to minus 17, which is like your 1 degree Fahrenheit, and that's within like 12 hours. So it's like Mother Nature's having like wicked hot flashes every once in a while. But where we're situated in Ottawa, it's a valley, so when weather comes in, like when it actually snows, it'll usually snow for like 2 or 3 days, because we have the Gatineau Hills, which is mountains, where like ski mountains on one side, and we're kind of in the dip, and then it goes up on the other side. Yeah. But like this past summer, we had a very wet July. Like we haven't had a wet July. Like we literally had no more than 1 day of sun with a bunch of rain. Like not 2 days in a row. Like the whole of July. So it'd be rain, rain, rain. 1 day of sun, rain, rain, rain. I did not have to water my garden. Like I have a couple plots at the community garden. Didn't have to water them the whole time, and my garden grew really well because they're raised beds. But my garden that I have here, my herbs did fine, but my other ones were like, eh. But a lot of the farms in the area that didn't have great irrigation got really flooded right when it was like prime growing season, so they didn't have as much great crops this year. So we didn't get as great sales on veggies at the stores. Yes, I'm back. Hi, Steve. Sorry, earlier my phone like died. Like and it wasn't like, I don't know, that my back, like it just rebooted and stuff. And then my husband didn't come home, and so we just ate supper. I'm like, okay, I'll figure out my phone afterwards. But it's back, and it's fully charged. It's got 98%, so very good. So I'm just trying to go here and make sure that as people come in, I will sub them and make sure that I support the small YouTubers. Because that's kind of what I've been doing. Since the whole email came out and realizing that I'm probably not going to get those stats, I figure I can help others get those stats that are close to like their watch hours or whatever. So I've been watching a bunch of people's videos and just having it on repeat, because where I am I have unlimited internet, so I can run about 3 channels on my laptop and 1 on my tablet, which sometimes turns itself off, but so I could do at least 4 and kind of help people with their watch hours, which will only really help them is if they can keep the watch hours. And I figure if I get demonetized February 20th, I will get remonetized yet again. I usually have 6 windows at the same time. Yeah, how many watch hours are you at, Cammy? I'll just try and go to your channel here. Oh, that's very bright. There. It was making me look ghostly. So, well, you have your 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if I can see. I think I can only see views. Not very many views, but I don't know if that's good on your hours. But I will put your videos watching right now. Play all. Oop. There we go. All 114 of them. See? There you are. So, how's everybody else doing? I still need to get the subs and the watch hours, but I'm not too worried. I have no clue. We have, yeah, if you go to analytics and you go onto the thing and you do the last 365 days, don't do the last year, because it'll just do all of 2017. So I've been doing that the last little bit, and I've been seeing my watch time increase, which is great, but I'm just wasting time. Well, no, you're not wasting time. You're getting to know fellow YouTubers and getting to know people. The way I see YouTube is kind of like, you know, introverts unite. You know, people who tend to hang out on YouTube channels and live streams, getting to know one another because we have similar interests, or at least similar likes. And I'm sure that there's people that interact on these live chats and on people's channels that normally would not interact with people. I've been on this thing all day though. Do you have a job that's outside of the home, or you just have been having it in your background? Hi, Blackstorm. Nice to see you again. Who else is on here? Retired. Well, you could be doing something. Whatever that was. Yeah, you need 240,000 minutes. So you're only 234,000 minutes off. Well, you'll get some today. But I'm not too upset with the new rules. I'm a little bit, like, I'm peeved, because I had just got remonetized in November. So I got monetized like May, June last year, and then there was the 10,000 views. So then I got demonetized. I only made like $2. Okay. So I just kept on producing videos and trying to make a little bit better videos, as I'm limited with what equipment I have, and I'm still learning my my editing program. And this one, I ended up buying the Cyberlink Power Direct because I had it, the one on my phone. Because initially I just used my phone. And I'm just going to close my basement door because they're listening to A Man with a Plan. Again, I'll be right back. I'm back. There we go. Sorry. It was getting quite loud, and I don't want that on my thing. And here, so once I get a movie or commercial deal, revenge. Exactly. But the way I see it is that up till you have 1,000 subscribers and a couple thousand hours of, you're not making much anyways. Like literally in my AdSense account with only so many views, I think I had like 70,000 views, so I'm getting there, but that's not since I've been monetized. I only have, like, that's like the total of my videos and stuff like that. Like even the stuff that before I had a channel, I just uploaded, like my daughter's concerts, or that. Hi, Wolf Creek Homestead. I only have, I think it's now $15 in my AdSense account. So that's enough for like, what, 2 Starbucks coffees. If I get demonetized, that money will still stay there because the $2 some odd I had before when I was monetized the first time, before the 10,000 views, was still there. It's still going to take me just as long. So it just kind of puts a fire in my belly because I had taken some time off in December for family stuff. A, we were sick. B, it was Christmas. C, it was cold out, and my husband decided to take off the whole Christmas vacation the same time as my kids, so we spent time together and just played board games and stuff like that, and hung out and watched movies and ate appetizers. So I was still creating content, but not as a video. Like I was taking videos and clips. I still have to edit them. So, but it's just now put more of a fire in my belly of, okay, I've got to, make videos. Also, I've noticed with trying some live streams and getting to know the people who are subscribed to me, and getting to know them, I actually like this. I get to find out where you guys are from and get to know you better, and you guys can ask me questions and I can ask you guys questions, and it's more of a community aspect versus watching television. But I do find I've been watching a lot of the small YouTubers, their playlists. I'll have them in the background, and then other ones I'll watch them as my entertainment, like my morning coffee, or when I'm just trying to wake up in the morning, I have my coffee, I watch YouTube. For moving to LA and meeting and talking to several stars, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Cool, Black Storm. You should maybe try and take like selfies with them and do a video of who you've met. Hi, MJ Smith. Yeah, Blackstorm says she's an entertainer. She sings and does comedy. Do you do dance as well? I can't remember. I remember you said singing, because you were on the live stream with Abby the other day, my youngest when she was doing some singing. So what are everybody's plans for tomorrow or the weekend? Here we're supposed to get a bunch of snow this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Of talk shows. Very cool. Very cool. I will have to check out some more of your videos. New to the chat was Hannon in? Yeah, we're just coming in here, doing some chit chat, just getting to know people. If you have any questions about me, or that, I'll try and answer. Yeah, feel free to share the love and check out everybody's channels and watch their videos and stuff. And of course, click the thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed and ring that bell. Because I've been finding that that's quite handy. I don't want to be... Welcome back, Cammy. Well, I live in Canada, so I'm probably about the most northern person in this chat that I know of, unless anybody else is more further north. Ellen is superb at her craft. No pictures were allowed when camera is rolling. Ah, okay. Hey, when that happens, that's as bad as the phone. Well, exactly. I had a maybe 20-minute live stream earlier before supper, and my phone died. Like I think it like rebooted, and I'm like, what's going on here? And just some friendly advice. If man comes, and no question. Okay, yes, I was on somebody's live stream earlier, and they popped in and they got booted. So good to know. If anybody knows how to do the wrench thing, I've seen other live streams that has people with wrenches. I don't know how to do that, so I don't know. So because on those live streams I've seen that there's mods, and the mods tend to catch those things. Yeah, I had somebody troll earlier, and I reported them because they called me a mean person or something, which I don't understand. But that's for he'll tell you how. Okay, I will. Yeah, I'm hoping to try and catch his morning live stream. He's on at 8 in the morning, right? He's been quite helpful. But yeah, that's one I don't want is more like 7 in the morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm an EST as well, so I'll check that out. Yeah, because I don't want any drama on my channel. I got enough drama in my real life. I don't need other people's drama. I just want a safe place for people to chat, hang out, and everybody's welcome here to chat, keeping it PG, because you never know who's watching, you know? So, what type of hobbies does everybody have here? Like, do you collect anything or produce anything, like craft-wise? I'll wrench if you want, Jen, if you want me. Well, I've seen you wrench on other people's channels, so I think you're a good wrencher. But yeah, sure. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I'm on my phone. And I can do it. Can I do it from my laptop? Because I have my laptop here. Just my laptop doesn't have a camera. That's why I use my phone. I know we have a web camera in the basement in the computer dungeon somewhere. As a moderator. Okay. I think I did it. Yes. So did I do it? Did I make you... I think I made you as a moderator. So you can help boot people if they're bad. Not allowed to boot anybody who's not bad. So. Yeah, no. I don't want drama. We're a peaceful country. We're the peacekeepers here, right? So does anybody can here? I got myself a pressure canner. Not this past fall, but the one before. Save the drama for you. Yep. Drama, the only type of drama I like is on TV. Video manager. I think I put Tim as a moderator. I see a wrench. So, not Tim. Steve, Tim. Trim? Tim. Steve, Tim. Just with two M's at the end. I'm like, go to communicate settings and type in their names. Okay. For, like for blocking or... Okay, cool. Yeah. What I've found on doing on my computer here, I've done it and went to the three dots where you can go and click either to their channel or whatever, and you can click there and make it mods. So, a wrench. And I'm planning on doing more this year. There you get. But plan to get one. Cool. Yeah, I bought myself a pressure canner. A friend of mine, had bought an All-American 921 pressure canner and had only used it a couple times, but then her stove died and she got a new stove. But unbeknownst to her, the stove that she got was like a convection oven, an induction stove top, and the All-American pressure canner does not have enough magnetic metal in it to work on her stove. And since she bought like a convection induction stove, and she spent a lot of money for it, like she got a good discount because it was like the floor model, and she was going to go and get a different canner. I think the Presto one has more metal, so she was looking to sell it. So I'm like, well, I've been looking for a pressure canner, and the All-American ones here, well, we have to pay American prices, was like $200-300 American, plus shipping, plus exchange, plus duty, plus. So she went online and looked what they were cost, and she goes, well, since it's used, I'll sell it for $200. I'm like, and that's Canadian. And then I'm like, our dollar is like $1. Well, at the time it was about $1.10 of American. Now it's about $1.25. Your dollar is worth $1.25 of ours. So I was like, sure. I'm like, I will look at my savings there, and I bought it. So it was like an early Christmas birthday present to myself. But the darn thing is heavy, but I love it. I can do 2 rows of pints or 1 row of quarts. And I think I have to look at my videos of how many I can put in there. I think there's 8. But I really love, like, canning's my new hobby. It was last year's new hobby. This year's, I got a Instant Pot for Christmas, and that's been my, like, newest fun hobby to cook with. I've used it more in the past month since Christmas than I've used any other kitchen appliance, so it's made my life a lot easier. To say moderators, these users can remove comments, which will appear or be held for a review page. So moderate your live stream. Cool. Canning is a great way to save money after initial. Exactly. So, like for Christmas, I got, my husband got me for Christmas 2 things of jars and a set of wide-mouth Tatler lids and regular Tatler lids. So I'm going to try canning with those soon. Blink button mash. Hi. Dropping Kanata. So Katana is the sword. Kanata is a city. Well, it's a suburb, the West End suburb of Ottawa. Yeah, I get called Jenn in Katana all the time, but it's Kanata. Kind of like Canada, but Kanata. It's just phonetic, the way it's spelled. Like ta. And it's 2 N's for Jen. Just because I like to be different. But just calling me Jen is fine too. Exchange used to be the other way. American was less. Yes, my garden used, MJ Smith, my garden is going to be massive this year. My wife will be getting her very own. I absolutely love my pressure canner. And the reason why I do is that it's managed to save me money just by making, like I always make broth with veggie scraps and bones and stuff. I put them in Ziploc bags, throw them in the freezer when I have a couple bags or I need to make broth or my freezer's getting too full and I need that space for, like, you know, real food that we eat, like meat. I'll make a big pot of it, and I have a 14-liter or 14-quart stock pot. And hi, Baking Diva. And I make my broth in that, and I'll let it cook for a couple of hours. And then I'll strain it and I'll can it. And that's like literally free food, because it was veggie scraps and bones that would have gone into the compost, water, and I canned it in jars that are reusable. So all I spent is like $1 to $2 on lids. That is it. While for like 8 quarts, while in the store the broth is $2 a quart. So I'm like saving money right there. And whenever there's a sale on, I like canning chicken in it, and I like canning cooked ground beef so far. Oh, and meatballs. I've browned the meatballs, put them in there with bouillon, and it's a quick meal. So, and beans. Pressure canning beans, like I don't do the USDA approved method of having it already pre-soaked or whatever. I do it just dry. But I only do, I think, I have to look at my recipe, I think it's like 1/4 of a cup of, or half a cup of beans, and then the rest is water. So there's plenty of room for expansion and that. But yes, I love watching her videos. You know what's funny is I've been watching Homestead Tessie since like the beginning. Like her first few videos that she posted, I was watching her. And I started around the same time-ish, but I was just doing it for myself. Like actually my initial bit of videos, I did the pantry challenge last January of trying to use stuff in my pantry and freezer. It was on a Facebook group that I was on, and I figured I'd take videos of what I was using for basically my own purposes and to share with others, to give other people ideas. Because I'm very good at frugal cooking and very good at finding good prices and winging it. Like that's why I also take videos of my cooking, and I always put the link to the recipe that inspires me, because I don't always follow the recipe. But this way, when I take a video, I talk while I'm doing it, saying what I'm putting in and saying what's different than the recipe. or like, cause sometimes I just don't have the ingredients, so I'll just like, well, if I don't have corn, I'll substitute peas or whatever. And 9 times out of 10, it turns out great. If it doesn't turn out great, or usually in the comments or whatever, I'll say 3 out of 4 of my family liked it, because I always have one that I can't please them all, except for ribs. My Instant Pot ribs, they were fabulous. That I have to make a double batch next time, because apparently 1 rack of ribs, and there was a big rack, was not enough for my family. Oh yes, Homestead Tessie. She is such a kind person. She's just so soft-hearted and stuff like that. And her videos are always like well informative and stuff like that. And she tries to just connect, but she's not like, there's some YouTube channels out there that are very polished and kind of cold and like step by step, and it feels like it's a cooking show on the Food Network. She's not like that. It's like you're sitting down at her table while she's cooking food. And I hope my channel is kind of similar to that. It's not polished. My videos have been getting a bit better, because I've been doing a bit better on things sometimes. But I'm just learning myself too, so yes, she's such a nice person. I don't know. There's definitely nothing, and I say that about a lot of my people I watch and subscribers and stuff. Yeah, Baking Diva, I've been watching your videos there to help you with your watch time. I've had that going all day. I just recently rebooted my computer, so you'll have a few 100 minutes or whatever. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, is helping people. No problem, Baking Diva. I also want to say a shout out. Earlier in my live stream, before, there was a guy on here that I just was a recent sub of his, and he's an artist, and he's really good. And he talked while he was drawing. It's what's his name? Again, it starts drawing with where is it here? Drawing with Beckor. He's in my subscriptions, so it's under D. I'll go and try and look. What's his name? Yeah, Draw with Becktor. Yes. Okay. He was hilarious. I watched him this afternoon, and he was chit-chatting while drawing. I was just, yes, there was some cool music in the background, just like instrumental kind of electronic music, and it was kind of nice. But I was like, wow, it's kind of like peaceful watching him draw, and every once in a while he'd chat, like he'll read the chat. It just was fun to do. Well, and I was cutting my vegetables for supper while watching. So, but he was really good. He's not even close to being monetized yet. I don't even think he has 1,000 views, but he's not 1,000 views, 10,000 views of the old thing. But he's kind of cool, and he's funny. So anytime you want to have something in the background while you're doing something, that's kind of neat. So it's if I go to a channel and stay, I usually like it. Yes, you're closer than I am, Jen. Of watch time? Well, I think it's 165 subscriptions, you mean? Well, what's interesting, though, is what I have done. I can share what I've done. The subscriptions. Because 165 minutes, I'm like, that's not a lot. I think I've how is everyone doing on there? Well, I'm not close to it, but you could feel free to watch a playlist of mine if you'd like. I have, I think, almost 70,000 views of watch time. So I'm getting there slowly, considering in the past week I've got like 10,000 minutes, because I was only at like 50 something last week. So, but also in the past week, I've also what I've done is I've been able to find various like Facebook groups that I've been on that, like for example, I do a lot of cooking videos. So I was sharing a cooking video on a couple of Facebook groups when they've asked for a recipe for something. I'm like, oh, here's a video I've done, and the recipe's in there. Like I'll put the Pinterest link, and people have watched from Facebook. And hello. Okay. And what I've also done is participated in other people's live streams, and I've been finding that. Oh, you want to plug in? Okay. I'll just plug in my daughter's computer in. And what are we going to unplug? It doesn't plug here. Plug over there. There's not enough plugs. Or over by the chair. Sorry. Yeah, share the love. What I've done is participate in other people's live streams and just chit chat, and people have like followed me to mine, or vice versa, and it's been kind of neat finding new people and finding where they're from, what their likes are. Feel free to ask any questions, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. To me, YouTube is an outlet, not my... Exactly. Like, for me, I'm not in it to make money. If I manage to get a paycheck at some point from YouTube, I'll just use it for a bonus. I'll use it probably towards purchasing a quarter of a cow for the freezer. To be honest, that's what I would probably do. And it's just sort of like, it's not going to be an income. Rowan, close the basement door. Yeah, and some people get all their noses out of joint, that they just maybe just started making money, maybe a few dollars or whatever, or maybe they've had a check come in on a regular basis, but they don't have the subs because they'll have like some viral video, or they do the challenges, or the the pranks, or whatever type of thing, and then they're like, oh, I don't have the views or the watch time or that. It's like, well, then just keep on doing it. Like, just this whole new rules and stuff is just kind of silly. Shubham Shubi. Hello. Hi, where are you from? Sorry if I butcher your name there. I just tried to say it phonetically. Shubham Shubi. India. Hi, from India. I've never had somebody in my chats from India. That is cool. I'm in Canada, and these other people are in the States. So we've got 3 countries in here. How many countries can we have? I sometimes have somebody from Australia who watches me, and from the UK. And I have one from... Oh, where is she? Is she... Like, she's in Asia. But she only is Asian. So what did everybody have for supper tonight? I had a freezer meal of a cheeseburger casserole that I made a couple months ago. I guess I had made 2 of them because my family was like, oh, we had that before and we didn't like it. And we had it, and it was odd. So I'm not going to make that again. Oh, thank you. It's that's not my natural color, but the curls are mine. I need to redo the color a bit because it's getting darker at the roots. But and what type of work do you do? Um, Shubi. Well, I see YouTube as kind of like the old school book clubs. You have hangout and you read a book and you chit chat. They're looking perfect right now. Cool thing. Network engineer, so you're in computers and stuff. Very cool. Me, I'm a stay-at-home mom and who likes to cook and do groceries. I like anything to do with food. I like canning. I like dehydrating. I like cooking. I like trying new recipes. Not just regular everyday stuff. I like doing stuff from different ethnicities. Um, I like trying just different things, especially food. Do some cooking now. Oh, I can't the way that my situation is set up. But I do have some cooking videos if you want to check it out. I did make a pretty good, in my Instant Pot, an Indian rice pudding with cardamom and pistachios and rice and milk. I sort of followed the recipe. I winged it a little bit to what I had because I ran out of raisins, so I didn't put them in. But I put pistachios and almonds and cinnamon, nutmeg, I think. Did I put cinnamon? I know I put cardamom in it because that's the major ingredient in Indian rice pudding. Or what was it called? Kheer, Kheer. So, Steve, what do you do that you're retired? Do you have any hobbies like repair cars and stuff, or fish, or hunt? I'm trying to think of people I know who are retired, what they like to do. My in-laws are retired, but they just like listening to audiobooks and going on vacation and sitting on the beach. Hi, Phoebe. Welcome back. And he said, yep, I have 2 girls. Yep. So, Phoebe, what time is it here? It's 9:22, so it's like 7, 6 or 7 there. Yeah, Phoebe Buffet, like from Friends. There you go, Phoebe. You're like Phoebe Buffet from Friends. 6:22. I was trying to figure out the time. I'm getting better at it to figure out where everybody is in the world. What time is it where you are, Subham, in India? Is it tomorrow already? Like, I'm awful. Or is that yesterday? Hmm. Geography and time zones are not my thing. 7:53 a.m. Ah, so are you just getting ready to go to work and stuff? Well, I'm a blonde and dizzy, so maybe. Ah, but can you play the guitar and sing Smelly Cat? Ooh, coffee. What's funny is my daughters and I, we just finished watching all, I think, 10 seasons of Friends on Netflix. And when it first came out the first time, I hadn't seen all the episodes because we had cable and I was working nights, so I always missed a lot of them. Nope, I'm having a day off. Cool. It's always nice to have a day off once in a while. So we just watched the whole 10 or 11 seasons of it, and I just didn't realize how annoying Rachel was when I watched it the first time. I knew she was a little bit annoying. I didn't realize how wishy-washy Ross was. I thought he was a bit more. I remember him being a bit more manly, but oh well. No singing tonight. No, my daughter, who does sing, she's actually off on short-term placement for 4 days, so she comes back Sunday night. She said she could do singing Monday after school. So intoned out of here, fear of being stoned out of here. Most women are dizzy. I can agree a bit with that. I completely swear I had way more brain cells before having kids. I think that after each child they took like half my brain cells. That I was a lot smarter when I was a teenager than I think I am now. Or at least I thought I knew more stuff. I'm dizzy and me too, Jen. Exactly. I swear, like when I was a teenager, I knew all those things, and I thought I could do it all better. And now as an adult, I'm like, I wish I was as smart as I thought I was as a teenager now. And some of the things that my parents did, I completely understand why they were in a grumpy mood a lot of times, as now I have kids like that. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. Night, Bacon Diva. Do you go to... What time is it there? Is it 9? It's 9:30 at your place, too? Told you that I could be a clown. Nothing wrong with that. As long as we keep it PG, and I'm glad to laugh at myself, too. I think it's because we have so much going on. Completely. I swear I'm an adult with ADHD. Oh, he's having a nap. We were watching shows and he fell asleep on the couch, so I have to wake him up eventually on the couch in the basement. So he had a busy day, so not gonna complain. So yeah, no, I swear I'm an adult with ADHD. I get easily distracted, and I don't. Like I remember being a bit distracted as a teenager and an adult, young adult, but not to the point. I think it's now I have just so much stuff going on and remembering everybody's appointments and their activities, because I'm like the planner of the family, make sure that everybody's going to their doctor's appointments and dentist appointments, and that they have all their stuff that they need for the next day, because that's kind of like what I signed up for, being a stay-at-home mom, homemaker, whatever you want to call it. So been lucky that I was able to be a stay-at-home mom. But it gets kind of boring because the problem with being a stay-at-home mom is like the jobs that we do, there's never appreciation until nobody appreciates what we do until we don't do it. Like if I'm sick, the laundry is not going to get done. People might run out of clothes and they might throw them in the wash and do a load, but the stuff that's in the laundry room that needs to be folded or put away or sorted or whatever, that's not going to happen. And yes, the dishes might get done or get put in the sink, but they'll just wash dishes that they need to eat the next meal off of. And I'm like, they only notice when things aren't being done. So if I don't do groceries and pick up, replace certain favorite items, that's when they notice. But and also the things like the jobs that are around the house are things I'm not fond of. Like, I like cooking, and I like doing grocery shopping, but I hate doing dishes, and I hate doing laundry. Well, yes, so my husband does appreciate it, but um, it's not kind of like I've done volunteer work at school, at the kids' schools, when they were in elementary school, and you got like appreciation for doing a good job, and my husband does appreciate it, and he does call in, and with my meals and stuff. When they turn out today's meal, but it was a freezer meal that I had made double, and apparently we had one a couple months ago, and I don't remember us not liking it. So we had the second one today, and it was okay. It was not one that I will ever do again. So I'm not gonna make. It was a cheeseburger casserole, but had like some sort of like dough bottom, like kind of like a pie crust. So that was kind of not really. It was kind of mushy. It was not. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't very good. Like, we put which made it edible. We put pickled jalapenos and olives and Thousand Island dressing and some mayo to kind of make it like Big Mac. That made it edible, but it was not something I would be like, ooh, yay. So it was, it is what it is. But yeah, no, my husband's good in the sense, like, so he works all day, Monday to Friday, and so he doesn't get home till about 6:30. And I make sure that supper's ready when he gets home. He gets home at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and we have supper. And then usually he's just stressed from work, so while we go and watch shows in the basement, and he'll sometimes fall asleep on the couch, and then I wake him up and he goes to bed. And we do the same thing tomorrow. But he appreciates meals. He appreciates when like when he comes home and I'm cooking supper and it smells good. He goes, oh, it smells really good, and that he appreciates the work I put into it. Like, even today when we were talking about my freezer meal, I was like, okay, no more of this freezer meal. I know you put the work into it, but it was not very good. But he ate it. Like, he didn't really complain about. My daughter, on the other hand, complained more. So, but that's what daughters do. I'm just glad that my youngest wasn't here, because she would have really complained. She has like no filter. She kind of tells it how it is. No sugarcoating. My oldest, at least, will have the decency of just not saying anything. Kind of don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Or say, Mom, please don't make that again. Okay. So, what else? I made a good dinner today. Chicken stuffed, pepper jack, cheese, and asparagus sprinkled with lemon pepper and paprika. It was tasty. Ooh, sounds yummy. Did you take a picture of it? I'm awful with that. I like going to restaurants and they'll take a picture of my food. What if this stream turns scary? Oh, I hope not. Hi, Daisy's Planet. How you doing? You were on earlier on my live stream that got cut off. My phone decided to reboot or something, and then my husband got home, so we had our supper and I came back. I always take pictures. I know. I like taking pictures and then kind of trying to recreate it. I like saving money on groceries. Actually, it's like kind of like a very thrilling experience of, oh look, I got this cheaper, or wow, this is on sale. But I like to, I also liked eating out, because I like different ethnicities and stuff. I don't necessarily like just plain meat and potatoes. I like going for Indian. I like going for Vietnamese, Chinese, Korean, um, what other place? Mexican, Spanish, anything like that. Anything, different. And then when I like a place and I like a recipe, I then go on Pinterest and try and recreate it. It's not always the same as restaurant quality, but I can usually get like the ingredients for the recipe and make it at home, so it's at least kind of comparable and much cheaper than ordering out. So that's how I kind of save money, is that I try and recreate restaurant type food at home for cheaper. I have to go, and if you are in the morning, I will try, if I'm up in the morning early enough, I will try and pop on. I do have an appointment tomorrow for 10, quarter 10, so I might try and pop on if it's before that. So I'll either try and pop on before 8, because my kids go to school and hubby goes to work. So if I'm on 6:30, I'll pop on. If not, it'll be after 8:30. I'll pop on maybe, or I'll see if somebody else has a live stream and pop on theirs. Night, Phoebe. Nice seeing you, and thank you for popping in. Are you going to bed already? Isn't it? It's kind of early, but unless you go to bed type of early person. I know Homestead Tessie goes to bed early. Cool, see you. Oh yes, you're up at 2:30 because hubby gets up at that time, which is 2:30, which is 5:30 my time, right? Yeah, Eastern Standard Time would be 5:30 because you're Central or Mountain. I don't know. I'm awful with time zones. So what is everybody's favorite meals? I personally, if I could afford it, I would love lobster all the time. But where I live, we're not even close to the ocean, so lobster is expensive. Like even from the grocery store, if we get the live lobsters and stuff, we're paying like $13 or more for them. And you go to a restaurant, you're paying $29.99 for a lobster, which really isn't that much meat. But if I could live out on the East Coast, or even the West Coast, but the East Coast has Maine lobsters. I know friends who live out there, and they can get lobster for like $5. Like, get lobster for cheap, but not a lot of job opportunities. Because my friends that live out there, they have a hard time getting good paying jobs. There's a few jobs, like minimum wage jobs, but you can't really make a good living off those. But what has happened now in Ontario, our minimum wage just went up to $14 an hour, and server's wage is 12 something. Hey Google, what is the server's wage in Ontario?
On the website ontario.ca, they say liquor servers will see an increase from $10.10 per hour to $12.20 per hour on January 1st, 2018. $13.05 per hour on January 1st, 2019.
Very cool. So yeah, they're making $12.20 now. and other minimum wage jobs is $14. And then next January, minimum wage goes up to $15 an hour, and server's wage will be $13.50, I think she said. So it it's fine if you live in more in the country where rent is a little bit less or mortgages are a little bit less. If you're in the city, it's more, so your cost of living is more, even though the minimum wage throughout the whole province is the same now. And but the problem with being like where we are, we're just the west suburb of Ottawa, so we're like 5 minutes away from like where the border of Ottawa Hydro is. Ottawa Hydro is much cheaper than Hydro One, so we pay $100 something a month for Hydro. My friends who live 15 minutes out of town, same size house, actually a little bit smaller, and newer, so it's better insulation and stuff. They're paying like $300 a month in Hydro. It doesn't matter the month, like, and in the wintertime even more, because they like their house a little bit hotter. We like ours cool. So like we like ours about 67 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like 19 degrees Celsius. So, has anybody actually saw the lunar eclipse and the big, was it red moon? Blood moon? I tried to look outside yesterday and the day before, and couldn't see anything because it was overcast, cloudy, and it was snowing. So, didn't even see like the light of the moon. Like, just like there was gray clouds and there was lighter area. There was no moon, so missed that. I found you on Yankee Living and wanted to come. Awesome, thank you, Amy. I will check you out too. Yes, we're just chatting here. We were talking about suppers and things. It was over. I know. I really wanted to check it out because I read on Facebook that it was like the first time in 150 years where there was a blood moon, a blue moon, a lunar eclipse, and a super blood moon or something. There was like 4 things that was all happening at once. And the last time it happened was like 1865 or whatever it was. Okay, go check you out. Here you go. Yes, please click thumbs up. Okay, here we go. I just did you back there. I'll play one of your playlists in the background too. Let's see. Olympics, what you need to know. Are you in the Olympics? Amy, are you in the Olympics or? No, we live in Seoul and are going to support Team USA. Cool. Do you live in Seoul for work or how long have you lived there for? That is kind of cool. I've never been overseas though. My husband is stationed for here. Very cool. Well, tell him thank you for his service. even though I'm Canadian, I still support the troops in the States and here. So I have friends who are, their husbands are military. So that is very cool. There we go. No problem. That's what I like to do. As I was saying earlier, if you go and look at the repeat of this, I was talking about, well, the new YouTube channel rules and all that stuff. But like my goal is to help support the smaller YouTube channels, helping the ones that are, making YouTube creations, YouTube videos to make better ones or whatever, but also supporting them, watching their videos and stuff like that, especially the ones that are close to their watch hours, so that they, because I'm not going to meet the requirements unless some miracle happens, because I'm at almost 70,000 minutes. Excuse me. I need 240,000. So also need like 500 more subscribers. But what I found is participating in live streams, checking people out, and participating has been helpful. Also finding venues that you can share your videos on. As I was saying earlier, I do a lot of cooking videos, and I just got like an Instant Pot. So I had just recently, when I got the Instant Pot, joined some Instant Pot groups. And when I've made a new recipe on Instant Pot, I've shared that video on there, and people have liked it or came to my channel and subscribed. So I've seen an increase. The more times I've produced a video on a regular basis, people will check it out, and I've gotten like 1 or 2 subs. One day I got I think about 15 subs. So like since I've been like before the YouTube email came out, just beginning of January, I had just started producing the videos that I have on file. Like I've made the videos but not glued them together and made like a whole video from them, editing them. Just had all these clips because I had kind of taken off the last couple weeks of December and beginning of January, or I'd only produced like 1 or 2 videos because my family was all home. We had a bit of colds, and and we were just spending time with each other, playing board games and watching movies. So I wasn't really spending time on here. I really didn't know how to do live stream, which I've found, like I've just done that this week to try it, and I'm really finding it's fun. I don't have to edit this, so there's less time. It just takes the upload when it's done, and there's like interaction with my subscribers, and people can ask me questions, and I can answer them, and just try and get to know you guys better. And the way I see it is kind of like I'm a bit of an introvert extrovert, so once I know you, I'll chit chat with you, but I won't come up to people at a party that I don't know, unless they're like literally standing right there, and then I don't want it to be awkward, and I'll go, "Hi, I'm Jen." They'll tell me their name and we might chat. We'll find some common ground to chat on. But I won't go like be the life of the party. I'm just not that type of person. But I find with YouTube, we're all kind of like in our own little safe bubble, but we are interacting with people literally across the world. I think it's really cool that you're in Seoul and you're watching me, because of what time is it there? Is it like early early morning, like here. What time is it? It's 9:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What time is it there, Amy? Head. Yes, you're ahead the next day. So you're in. Is it morning, or is it like a whole other, like you're maybe afternoon or that? I'm awful at time zones. Noon on Friday. Cool. So are you watching me from like work on your lunch hour or something, or? I feel so privileged to be on your lunch hour. Well, here it's like nighttime. I'm in my PJs. Because I'm like, once the day was done and I made supper, I put my PJs on because I'm like, I don't feel like wearing clothes. Like, not clothes, but stay at home. Yep, me too. I'm a stay at home mom. And I do all the cooking and cleaning and all that fun stuff. Not anything perfect. I am just not that person. Because like I've watched some other YouTubers and they'll have like, clean with me videos or whatever. Yeah, I have a video of a day in the life and I got distracted and cleaning my fridge took me, a few hours because life happened and apparently people wanted to eat a meal. Feel privileged and trying to build a YouTube business. Cool. I'm doing YouTube as well. I started putting YouTube videos on here like a couple of years ago of just like my daughter's singing and or performances and stuff like that, of just things that I took videos of. And then just this past January, not this January, last January, I was on a Facebook group and we were doing like frugal food things and people were talking about pantry challenge and how they were taking like a video of what they had in their pantry or freezer and how they were going to use it and trying to have a no spend month. And I thought that was intriguing because January is the time that all the bills come in, and we always have lots of food and stuff like that because I buy food when it's on sale and I buy a few of them so that it will last until the next time it's on sale because I don't like spending full price for anything, and that's how I actually save money. But throughout a year, my family's likes and dislikes change. Unfortunately, I don't always keep in tune with that, so I'll have bought right now I have to eat through a bunch of cereal because this past summer my kids and that were really into cereal and Harvest Crunch and stuff. That makes gross. Exactly. They were in like Harvest Crunch and trying some cereals like the basic ones that I always used to get was Frosted Flakes because I like Frosted Flakes. I like it with bananas. That's my little treat to me. Rice Krispies, my youngest, like them. Shreddies, my husband likes Shreddies, but he doesn't like. Literally, a box of Shreddies will last him a whole year because he wants, he'll get. I'm in the mood for cereal like once a month. And my other daughter was liking granola and Harvest Crunch as well as some other ones. So I bought a few of them when they were on sale. And she likes instant oatmeal, but only the brown sugar cinnamon ones. And she will eat regular oatmeal done with brown sugar and cinnamon. But I get the packets when they're on sale. So she was liking cereal all of last year till summertime. And then they stopped eating cereal. So not only do I have cereal that's open, I have cereal that's not been opened that are going to expire in like, hey, Draw with Vector. I mentioned you earlier. I sent people, if anybody likes an artist, go watch him. He draws and chats while drawing. He's really cool. I watched him for a couple of hours today while I was cutting vegetables for supper. It's very peaceful music too. It's kind of like electronic dance, kind of. I don't know what you would call that genre of music, but it wasn't offensive or anything. It was very calming. Made me energetic a bit. Anyway, squirrel. So we're talking about my family's like, so every once in a while, like lately they've not wanted cereal. So now I'm like, we gotta get through the cereal before it goes bad, because I hate throwing stuff out. So now I've just made a vow with my kids. I'm like, yeah, once the cereal is done, I'm buying one box of each, and that's it. One, and I'm not buying more until one of them is empty, whether it's on sale or not, because this is ridiculous. You know, and cereal boxes are big. They take up so much space. I can use that space for other stuff. And they're the one thing that, like, you know, they don't really last much past expiration date because they'll go stale, like crackers. And crackers, chips, cereal are three things that I think you, to whomever subscribe. Yep. Draw with Vector. He's a cool guy. Give a thumbs up and check him out. Yeah, as a stay-at-home mom, I try and save money with groceries and menu planning and stuff, but apparently my family keeps on changing their minds on things, which really is not so helpful. But I buy stuff on sale, and I have about 3 months of groceries, either in the freezer or a pantry, that if my husband ever did lose his job and stuff, that we could at least have food. Don't know about paying the mortgage, but we'd have food. And by the end of the month or so, we'd have more unique, eclectic meals. Lots of meat and pasta and sauces and canned veggies or frozen fruit, because my husband does not like frozen vegetables, except for maybe peas if I use them to make samosas. Yes, Steve remembers you from earlier. I'm making rounds saying hello to everyone I'm subbed to. I'll be back if you're still going. Yes, I plan to stay until everybody wants to go. Because I like chatting. I have nothing better to do. But I will be right back. I'm just going to get some more coffee, because my coffee is almost empty. It needs to be ready. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back with coffee. I'm going to put my back massaging thing on. Alright, gotta run. I will stop back soon. Bye, Jen. Thanks for coming by. Deadpool time at Isn't he awesome? I was not the first subscriber. Awesome, making rounds there. Yeah, well, thanks for coming by. I think it's so cool you're in Seoul, and you came and said hi to me, to little old me. So feel free, check out videos. Just remember, if you watch any of the cooking videos, grab a snack first, because even editing them makes me hungry. So next time that you're stuck for a food idea, Amy, check out some of the cooking videos. Might give you some inspiration. Bye, Amy. Exactly. I mean, sometimes I'll be watching some of the people I subscribe to, and I love watching cooking videos or their grocery hauls or stuff like that, and see what type of deals they get, because here in Canada we don't have as great deals. Like we don't have that, like near me, a discount grocery store like how some people have them, where things are marked down to like a quarter or 50 cents or whatever. I'm like, nothing's that cheap here. Even our dollar store is not. We don't have a fridge or freezer section in our Dollar Tree or our dollar stores here, at least near me. But I watch other people's videos. I'm like, oh, if only I could have an Amish discount store near me. There's some Amish, there's not a big Amish group near me, but in more southern Ontario, there's a huge Amish slash Mennonite slash Quaker area where there's different pockets of the different groups, where there's a lot of the stores that are down there will have the horse tie-up stall things, and you can see they'll have stalls on, like, by their farms, on the road, where they'll sell their veggies or sell wooden furniture, or maybe at the markets and stuff. Because I have friends down in southern Ontario, and there's a really big Amish slash Mennonite Quaker community down there. Up here, where I live, I have not seen hardly any. Actually, the ones that we do see up here is because Ottawa is the nation's capital, so a lot of we do see them as tourists, because they'll come up here for checking out the apartment buildings and stuff like that, which, by the way, is free. If you ever come to Canada, you can sign up for tours at our apartment buildings, and you'd have to go through security, of course, because, well, you want to make sure everything's secure. But you could sign up for free tours of the apartment buildings and that. And in the wintertime, we have the longest skating rink, the Ottawa Rideau Canal, where we have Winterlude, which should be starting up, actually, hello, Google. Hey, Google. When does Winterlude start?
2018 Winterlude begins on Friday, February 2nd, 2018, and ends on Monday, February 19th,
That's
2018.
awesome. So we have Winterlude starting tomorrow. That means that there'll be ice sculptures and activities on the canal, and beaver tails, which is like, they're not actually beaver tails. No animals are used in it. They're vegetarian. So I don't know about vegan, because I think there's butter, or some sort of oil, but they're basically like a flat donut, with the most common one. There's like cinnamon and sugar on top, or there's Kahlua Sunrise, which is cinnamon and sugar and lemon juice drizzled on top, or maple syrup spread, or Nutella, or there's the savory one where it's garlic butter and mozzarella cheese. And there's some other ones, but that means there's beaver tails, and there's usually fudge shacks and hot chocolate. Oh, and maple syrup on the snow. With a stick, they boil the maple syrup, put it on fresh, clean snow on a cookie sheet and stick a popsicle stick or other stick in it. I do that with I've done that with the kids in Scouts at winter camp and stuff. Really easy. If you ever come to Canada during the winter time, and if you come to Ottawa, that's where a lot of fun stuff happens. And we have a lot of they'll have some outdoor concerts and stuff like that too, and they'll have like our Ottawa Senators will have a race, so they'll put their skates on and have some races against, you know, the common Canadians. They're there, and then there's a waders challenge, so they'll do a waders obstacle course where they have to walk on the ice with a tray of glasses filled with water and go through an obstacle course without dropping them. And they'll be timed, so the major restaurants will challenge their top waiters and waitresses. And then there is a bathtub race. Yes. Or a shopping cart race, I can't remember. It used to be a bathtub race, maybe it's now a shopping cart. But they groups will sign up their team, and they will decorate a old bathtub, or maybe it's a couch. I don't know, it used to be a bathtub years ago. I've seen couch races and I've seen shopping cart races, so I'm unsure, but they'll decorate one of those things. There'll be one of those type of races, and they will race from one end of the canal to the other end of the canal, which is something like 25 kilometers. So it's kind of neat, or at least from one part of the canal to the end of where they put the line, the finish line. I've seen it once, but usually in February we have crappy weather where it's like really cold or it's really mild and mushy and slushy. So and also in Jacques Cartier Park there are huge ice slides made that you go down on big huge inner tubes, or like on crazy carpet type things, like the foamy crazy carpets. And those are all free. Like all these activities are free. They have a donation bin in various spots. And they'll also have a bunch of Native American displays. So they'll have it like one spot will have a teepee, and they'll show how they dry hide, and how different groups do different things. So it's usually there's lots of educational parts to it. The only thing that usually costs for these things are food, and if you go to Jacques Cartier Park, you can do a dog sled race or like a ride, so that costs some money, I don't know. But you have to sign up because there's only so many dog sleds that they do, and they go up and down the river. That's for Winterlude. That's, you know, that's only really, well, that and skiing and skating. Fun things that you could do in winter. As long as you're properly dressed for the weather, you can enjoy the wonderful white stuff. Who's still here? So who's still here? 'Cause I'm just talking to myself and rambling on. Steve, are you still here? Okay, you're here. So Steve, are you married, and do you have any kids still at home, or that have come back home? channel there, Steve. But you don't have any videos. I'm already a subscriber. Well, and then I must have got unsubscribed because I was subscribed to you before, so I resubscribed to you. It's already been in, and they're it's already been in and they're live. Oh, out in a. Hi, Maniac, Grammy, Homestead. Nice to see ya. Sorry, Steve, I didn't quite understand the last thing you typed there. I resubbed you. Somehow I know I subbed you because you were a mod on somebody else's channel, and I had subbed you, but YouTube unsubbed me for some reason. So I'm sharing your love. So you're in another live. Cool. You're double dipping, Steve, eh? That's okay. I'm still a little YouTube channel. I'm just happy there's like right now 3 people in here. So Grammy, how you doing? What time is it where you are? Are you on Eastern Standard Time too? I'm almost at 500 subs, which is a lot. Katie Nicole is trying to win 400 bucks. On what live stream is that? Where do you make money? My watch time, let me check. I think I'm close to 70,000. That's 10:15. So you're, yeah, same time as me. Cool. Let's go to my analytics here. I know I'm not quite close to it, but feel free to watch a playlist. Definitely help out, get me closer. But yeah, I'm at 466 subscribers, which, considering what 3 weeks ago, that's almost double of what I had before. So if I just exponentially increase every 2 weeks, I should get to 1,000. Maybe I could possibly get to 1,000 by the end of February, but not quite watch time. Shoot the snacker sized the porch. Cool, I don't think I've seen them. Let me just see how I do this. Going to Creator Studio. I'm going to see how many minutes I have. I know I've been watching a bunch of I've gone through your whole playlist twice, Maniac. Jen, did you go my channel and put your name on chat flies in there? Jen, did you go my channel and put your name on Bark Out? What do you mean on Bark Out? I keep on popping in on your channel, watching you. Oh, shout out. No, I've just been watching your videos and commenting every once in a while. I've been putting them on background. So, basically, I know I've gone through your playlist, like all of your videos, like your live streams too, twice. So, let's see, what are my... Well, in the past month, I've had 18,000 views, which is more than I've had in probably the whole in any month this year, so it'll eventually get there. Where's my, trying to click on last 360 days. Oh no, I didn't remember there. Last 365 days. And the number is 65,000. So, my analytics, I'll show it to you here. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the last month my watch time has definitely increased compared to any other month. There's actually like a significant jump, but also my subscribers have significantly jumped, so that's not too bad. I still actually have only made $13 in the past year. She mentions your channel during her stream, Jen. Cool. Your mac and cheese, yeah. Yes. The Instant Pot one or my baked Bahamian mac and cheese. The baked Bahamian mac and cheese is my family's favorite. I use leftover ham and hot sauce and the cheese sauce. And then you can cut it like an actual square. Yum. Instant Pot. Yeah, that is so cheesy. That's now also a quick meal. My family loves it. We've actually had it now 4 times since Christmas. There has been nothing else on my menu that I've had 4 times in the past month. So, when my family wants anything twice in a month, it's a sheer miracle. I mean, of course they'd want like lobster or steak or that, but that's never going to happen. But, yeah, no, I love my Instant Pot. It has been a complete game changer. I've steamed dumplings in it, I've made rice, I've done soup, I've done freezer meals in it, I've reheated leftovers. I love the fact that I could just like set it and forget it, and it'll beep and turn off on its own. I haven't burnt a darn thing, and I'm very easily distracted, so if I'm doing stuff on the stove, stuff sometimes gets burnt or gets dry because I'm doing like 8 different things at once. But with the Instant Pot, I can do 8 different things at once, and I don't ruin supper. So, I'm going to do probably ribs again in that Monday or Tuesday, because I got another thing, a double pack of ribs, because my family really liked them last time, and there was not enough ribs for them. So, I'm going to make that. So, you want me to do you want me to mention your channel during your stream. So, Grammy, you're saying for me to check out your live stream the next time you're on, and you do a shout out. Is that what you're saying? I just want to be clear. And when are you planning on doing a shout out? Because not a shout out, a live stream. I'll definitely check you out. Because I love it. I've been to a couple of yours, and you remind me of my grandma, and that of just how like your soft tone voice and the way you talk. My grandma has been passed for. Actually, she's been gone for 29 years. Yeah, because she passed when I was 14, so. And she was 88. So. Chat flies in there. Hi, Joe, Matt's TV, the fam. Hi. No, go to my channel It says want to bark out and put your name down. Okay, I will go there now and check it. How you doing? Where are you in this wonderful world of ours? I'm in Canada. You're in New York. Whereabouts in New York? Where I live in Ottawa, like the suburb of Ottawa. We're about an hour away from Ogdensburg, New York. And I've been to Messina, and I've been to Rochester and Watertown. And I guess the towns in between Ogdensburg and there. When you say upstate New York, because I've seen on some channels that they'll say upstate New York. I'm an hour south of Watertown. Cool. So you're not too far from me distance wise, because I think it's 2 hours away from Watertown. Going live today. So, Grammy, which video? Oh, bark out. There we go. Chit chat, bark out. There we go. I think that's. On there. Brenda? So, do you want me to comment below that video? Hi, James Humerick. How's it going? Where's my mouse going? Scroll down, put bark out. Okay. Good. Good. Where are you located, James? Grammy, I put Maniac Grammy. I put my name underneath there. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do. There are folks there you can sub to, and when I go live, I will give everyone. Awesome. Yes. In Ohio. Cool. What type of work do you do, James? I'm a stay-at-home mom, so my work is cooking and grocery shopping. You're retired. Steve's also retired. He was mentioning that. Do you have any hobbies? My current hobbies, I have two of them. One, cooking in my Instant Pot, which has been my new obsession. I could be obsessed with worst possible things. And my other one is canning. I love my pressure canner. Those are the two things I get kind of excited with. But I find with the canning, it's an all-day affair. You know, because I'm not exactly quick at it. So I make canning videos, but I only take clippets of it and show what I'm doing. I don't like have it watching the whole 90 minutes of pressure canning meat or anything like that. Um, I like cooking, I like canning, I like eating, especially very eclectic foods. I'm not a big meat and potatoes type of person, but I will try any type of cuisine out there. Like all kinds of things. Cool. So what is Ohio famous for, food-wise? And I'm hitting the hay. If you want to chat, you know where to find me. Sure, I put my name on your video there, Grammy, and I'm just going through those who commented and checking them out too. But yes, when are you planning on being online live streaming again? Because I'll definitely check you out if I'm home. Tomorrow, what time? Like, do you plan on doing like a specific time? I just kind of have been popping on here when I've had time, and I've just been, completely surprised when people are also on here too and popping and saying hi. It's much more fun when there's people online. Yeah, night, Grammy. Have a good sleep. I don't go to bed till like midnight because if I go to bed much earlier than that, I get up early, or I just lie in bed and not sleep. So usually go on 11 on Friday and Tuesday. I might be able to pop in, not at exactly 11 because I have something then, but maybe about 11:30-ish. If you're still on, I'll pop in and say hi. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I hope to pop in. I hope this weekend, I think this weekend's going to be kind of crappy weather here, so I don't think that we're necessarily going to be doing a lot. We might have a stay-at-home weekend, which will hopefully allow me time to do some more editing of videos and uploading, which I haven't done for the past 2 days. I've been bad. But, and then I'll hopefully do some live streams. Great, it's called Kitchen Chit Chat. Cool. Where are you at, Jen? I live in Kanata. That's why my channel is called Jenn in Kanata. Kanata is the west end suburb of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And Ottawa is Canada's capital. So I live about hours away from Ogdensburg, New York. That's the closest border crossing to where I live. Where's my coffee? There. And yes, I'm the crazy person drinking it, 10:30 at night. Caffeinated coffee. It's not decaf, because I think decaf is sacrilegious. It's like diet buttery popcorn. I'm like, that's wrong. You can be on a diet but not have butter on your popcorn, but you can have diet butter popcorn. It's just too many weird things. Yep. My friend lives in Newfoundland, Canada. Cool. My best friend's fiance is from Newfoundland, and he's in the military, and has a very strong accent, and swears like a sailor. Newfies, they're a unique group of Canadians. They're the nicest people, too, but they swear like a sailor. Like my friend's, my friend's fiance's grandmother. So, you know, they still live on the island, and the grandma never has gone off the island onto the mainland, so she's like, no, never leaving Newfoundland. I'm like, okay, fair enough, she doesn't want to go. But what's funny, yeah, The Rock, is that that lady swears more. Like, I've heard her on the phone when I've been over there talking, like they'll be on FaceTime, right, and talking to my friend and her fiance and the kids and stuff. And when the kids aren't in the room, because she'll not try not to swear when they're, she's calling people the C word and and like they go, like it's kind of like, hey, and I'm like, whoa, that's one of the words of the swear words that I'm not too fond, not fond of. But when you're hearing that of like a 90-year-old woman calling their grandson the C word, which is kind of physically and anatomically incorrect and impossible, it's kind of puts the word into perspective of what is its true meaning. And the F word is used as an adjective, especially when they're excited and that. Yes, we have moose. I personally have never seen a moose. We do have moose, and I have actually, my daughter's friend gets a moose license for hunting every couple of years, and they'll go just like where Ottawa is. It's on the border of Ontario and Quebec, and where we currently are, there's not really moose near the city, but you could drive about an hour or so, a little bit more into the bush, and you'll see them there, or into just over the river over into Quebec. There's the Gatineau Hills and that, so you could drive about an hour, 2 hours away, and you can. There's some moose hunt camps that, if you have a moose license, you can hunt, there, or they'll take you out to where moose have been known to be seen. But yeah, I've never actually seen a moose in live, except for at the we have like a park safari, but of wildlife here outside of Ottawa on the East End. It's called Park Omega. So there, you drive with your car, and you drive through around, and it's like a wildlife sanctuary, but like of Canadian animals, not, tigers and bear, not tigers and elephants and stuff. So there they have moose, which will come up to your car too. Moose are huge, like they're bigger than a car, like. So I've seen them in a distance there, and they'll have deer, and they'll have wolves and coyotes and stuff that you could feed from your car. But you kind of drive through this area that in different pockets they have animals more protected than the others. But there's lots of there's a wild bird sanctuary here and stuff. I consider myself kind of like an urban homesteader, just because I don't have land. I'd like to have land in the country, but we just can't afford that right now. But I do things in the sense that I prepare food, like I do canning, I do dehydrating, I do prepping food, like I buy food for longer term storage type stuff. So that part, and I have a garden, and I have a garden plot at our community garden by our church. So, and I buy either produce from the farmer's market or from the grocery store and can it for long-term storage. So I do that type of stuff, but I'm quite intrigued with learning more about homesteading, because I've always been a city girl, so I don't know a lot about livestock. But where we are, which is neat, we're like one of the few major cities in the country that actually has agriculture museum that's actually smack dab in our city. So right in the middle of our city, we have a full working farm, also attached to it, experimental farm. So our government will check out different crops and seeds and plant them and see how they grow with our conditions. And this experimental farm is like a museum. So you buy your tickets just like you go to a museum, but it's a full working farm. So they're milking cows, they're birthing lambs. In the spring, you'll see a bunch of animals being born and shearing sheep and making butter from scratch, like the old style, and making ice cream, like in one of the ice cream things. So that's like smack dab in the city. It's like something like there's a whole bunch of green space, like acres and acres of land. Hey Google, how big is the experimental farm and agriculture museum is in Ottawa?
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet.
Hey Google, how big is the experimental farm in Ottawa?
My apologies. I don't understand.
Okay, you're not. It's not. I don't know how to word it right for it to like me. But no, I have two of my friends. They live more out in the country. They're, I would consider, true homesteaders. Like one person I'm friends with, she doesn't have even electricity to her cabin. She does all wood stove and propane lanterns, and she has a propane stove as well as a wood stove. But they literally, and what they do is they have chickens and geese and a garden, and then her and her boys go and cut down trees for firewood for themselves as well, for selling cords of wood. That's how they make their money, through eggs and wood, which is kind of neat. I have a little place. It's just like a hobby for me. Yeah, well, that's how a lot of things happen in life. You start something as a hobby, and then you make a living. Like, I see homesteading and prepping as kind of a mindset. It helps you to learn to be more self-sufficient, more self-reliant. Like, for example, when there's snowstorms here, the grocery stores sometimes are low on bread and milk and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, why are those things? Like, I'm on a couple mums groups in the area, and they're like, oh no, during the holidays, stores were closed on New Year's Day. They're like, oh, what's open? I need to get milk. I'm like, it's going to be closed today. Why don't you have enough to last a few days past? People, I find, aren't even being prepared for the normal things like holidays when stores are closed, let alone natural disasters or anything like that. God forbid, situations change with you, I always have about a couple months of food in the freezer, the pantry. If we lose power, we'd lose a lot of food in the freezer and the fridge, but we'd still have lots of food in the pantry. Plus, I'd have my barbecue to cook on. So, because we have a couple propane tanks. Just in the wintertime, it's not fun cooking in minus 40 degrees Celsius or minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit weather. So I hope we don't ever lose power for any significant amount of time. I do have a camping stove because my kids were in Scouts, so it has butane. I think it's butane. I have one that has a little propane and one that has the butane. I think it's butane. That you have to fill up the canister. But again, I'd have to do it. I don't do it that often, so. I know I have a friend down the street that has like my stove's electric, but I have a friend down the street that has a gas stove. So if we ever do lose power, I could bring stuff to her and use her stove. Okay, okay, back. Katie didn't make next round. Okay, cool. Kind of lost what you're referring to, Steve, but sure, we'll go with that. So what type of animals are that? Do you have there, James? I'm assuming you have animals. Or is it just more garden and making things from scratch? Let's see, where are you at? Yes, I've already subscribed to you. I'll set up your videos to watch. Give you a few minutes of playlist. You don't have lots of subscribers, but neither do I. And I'm sure every little bit helps, right? But you do have 114 videos, so that's really cool. So, oh, my eyes bother me. I have a garden there in Barnes. Cool. What do you find grows well in your area? We're in 4B zone, so we have a very short but very productive garden season. Like, we don't plant stuff in the ground here until after the May long weekend, because we could have frost even in June. But I have found with my raised garden beds at my community garden, I can plant a bit before then, because the frost does not hit the raised gardens as it does the ones when it's around the ground. So, yeah, the brightness, my TV has a slideshow going on the background, and some of them are bright. So it changes me from being like white to yellowy orange. We have 109 day grosses. Yeah, see, we have it from beginning of June to the end of August, beginning of September. This year, though, was a very long growing season, but we had a very wet July. Like, literally, we had not 2 days of sun together. So we had like 3 or 4 days of rain, 1 day sun. 2 days of rain, 1 day sun. 3 or 4 days of rain, 1 day sun. All of July. It was very wet. I did not water my garden ever. Not since after planting, initial planting at the end of May. Didn't water my garden. Grew like wildfire. I had tomatoes growing my yin yang, basil growing in my yin yang. My Brussels sprouts didn't even start producing until September. Like, they grew really tall stalks, but didn't grow until September. I harvested them in November. Usually here where we are, we can get snow around our Canadian Thanksgiving, which is like the middle of August, not middle of October, or by Halloween. So here in Canada, we train our kids to pick Halloween costumes that can go over winter jackets or snowsuits, because in my kids' lifetime, we've had about half of their Halloweens have either been snow on the ground or been freezing cold. And only a few times, maybe about a third, where it's actually been warm that they just wore their costumes and not like a sweater type thing. Like this past year was, it was cool, but wasn't cold. It was cold by the time we got to the end, but we didn't get snow here until December. Like we had a light dusting in like November, but it melted. Like we got like snow for like 5 hours. But it was actually fairly mild. Like it was above zero in November, which is like pretty much unheard of. Usually we have an intense summer, and then we have a fall. We'll have during that fall at least about 1 week where it's going to be like Indian summer, where we have like 30 degrees Celsius temperatures, and people want to go swimming because it's too hot, and people put their air conditioning on, and then it'll start to cool down, but progressively goes cooler and cooler and cooler, like day by day, week by week, till it's like cold. And then December, boom, we've got snow, we've got cold, it's winter. And then January, it'll be like that. The last week of January is usually our coldest, but this year it was the first week of January that was crazy cold. The last week of December, first week of January, we brought the new year with minus 41 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 41 degrees Celsius. You know, that was crazy, unheard of. Like we had frostbite warnings for like 3 weeks. Usually we had like a day, a day, a month. You know, here, and then usually February, we have cold pockets, and then we have slushy, and we have cold, and around my birthday we'll get like snowstorms and blizzards. You never know exactly. Like last winter, we got a lot of snow. That our spring last year, we had flooding in the Ottawa River. That it was not only flooding here, but it was flooding all the way down the river. That there was flooding to Toronto. It was just like, because it's all kind of connected, that there's only so much water, and if people build their houses too close to the river and not high enough, they're going to get flooded. Where I am, I'm lucky. I'm far enough away from the river that the chances of us getting flooded by the river are slim, and where my house is fairly high compared to my surroundings. Well, nice to see you, Steve. Thanks for coming by. When is your last frost date there? Oh, I don't know. I'll ask Google. Hey, Google, when is the last frost date in Ottawa?
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet.
Hey, Google, when is the last frost date here?
My apologies. I don't understand.
I'll try and Google it, because my Google's not liking my way of questions there. Let's see. I don't know, I just kind of grow until I'm not, I don't follow the rules. I kind of just plant when I want to and harvest. Okay, just try to do something here. Last frost date, Ottawa. That go. I'm just checking, because that's a good question. Yeah, so it says May 1st to 10th is the last, the frost date, and our first frost is October 1st to 10th. So, yeah, all I know is when I'm looking for different things to grow to see if it grows in 4 Zone B. Because 4 Zone A grows a lot more things than 4 Zone B. So yeah, our last frost date, May 1st to 10th, but that's not true. Because we've had frost end of May and beginning of June. We've had hail beginning of June. But technically that's when our last ones are. When's the last frost date for you? April 14th. Yeah, here it's quite late. But we have like really intense June, July, August. That our temperatures go really high, and all of a sudden our things grow crazy in a short period of time. But unfortunately, what that means is that everything is ready to harvest in August. And it's just like too much. Like if you plant too much stuff that's ready for harvest, it's hard to harvest it all at the same time. Or at least for me. But and also August is usually the month that if we're going to take vacation, we usually take it in August because that's when my husband can get off. It's like less busy where he works, which is right in harvest type season or tomato harvest season where I can get like really great deals on tomatoes. That's one thing I do like canning, is making salsa and canned tomatoes, because I can make it cheaper than the store price if I can get the tomatoes on sale. If I don't get them on sale, it's not cheaper. But home canned tomatoes taste better, in my opinion. Same with jam. I used to be able to make strawberry jam cheaper than the store, but then now mason jars have gone up in price. They're almost $1 a jar, normal price. So it's like a package of 12 is like $12, 10 to $12. And lids used to be only $1 for 12, and now they're like $2, almost $3 some places. So it's like once you have the jars, it still like costs like say $3 for lids plus all the ingredients to make jam. Now I can make jam for about two to $2.50 per pint, while I can get the same size jar of commercial jam for about that price too. But my jam tastes better, and it's less, and there's more jam stuff, like more strawberries. So I need to make some jam with the frozen berries I have that I didn't manage to process into jam back in June last year. Because our strawberry season, we used to have strawberry season, it would end around first week in July, maybe second week, and so there's been many times we've gone on Canada Day strawberry picking, and there'd be like strawberries coming out of our yin yang. Really easy. And but lately, the past like 4 or 5 years, our strawberry season has like moved up to like 2 weeks early. That by Canada Day, which is July 1st, there's hardly any of the farms that offer pick your own that are actually even open. Like they are already cleared out and sold all of their pick your own, and they've like harvested all their strawberries from the fields. So that's kind of weird. I don't know if that's global warming or just natural life cycle of things, but who knows? Yes, I can pickles, and I don't do relish. Actually, I do a lot of fresh fermented pickles, so kosher style pickles in my fridge. You can kind of see in my video that I did a day in the life of a stay-at-home mom. I cleaned out the fridge. You could see the jars of pickles I still have in my fridge of the ones I did the fresh fermenting. Also in my canning videos, I did a video of me making the fresh fermented pickles, which my family absolutely loves. I need to find a good bread and butter pickle because my in-laws only like those. I'd like to make them some bread and butter pickles for Christmas and stuff. My family gets a lot of my canning and baking for Christmases and birthdays and stuff. But they're traditionalists. Like my in-laws only like the strawberry jam and bread and butter pickles. This year I tried to give them some other jams, but they weren't interested in. Like I had a cherry jam and a chocolate cherry jam, and they were like, "No, that's a bit too weird for me." So I will. So they gave it back to me to use. They're like, "Yeah, you can. You'll like these." I'm like, "Yeah." They go, "It'll just sit here and possibly be wasted." I'm like, "Fair enough." So I said, "Well, I would replace it with strawberry jam, but I need to make some more because apparently I've been giving them strawberry jam like once a month since what, June." And I'm all out of strawberry jam. I have other ones, but they're not willing to change or branch out. So yeah, I love kosher pickles. Like, and I make my pickles quite sour, so they're like very, very full, almost a full sour pickle. I have canned a coleslaw in jars. I did that a couple years ago. I'm the only one that really likes it. It's a bit on the sweet side. So what we do though is we rinse it because we don't necessarily want it too sweet, and then we just make it into coleslaw as normal. But I do like it as it is as a side. I've made sauerkraut a couple times, but my batch I tried to make this year just didn't ferment well. So I think I did something wrong, or I didn't baby it enough or pay attention to it. See, that's my problem, is that I get distracted and I forget. I make salsa. I can tomatoes. I can peaches. I make jam. Oh, I made spicy red pepper jelly. I made a video of that, as well as a mint jelly to go with lamb and stuff, and a lime mint jelly. That's so good. Oh, both of those are so good. The spicy red pepper jelly I can make cheaper than the store. So I buy those. Like I buy them at the store for like $3-4 for a small jar. And I made, I think, 6 pints of it for I think a total of like $8. Like I already had the jars, but like if I of the ingredients and even the lids for maybe about $8. And I gave some of those away for gifts too. But we like that on brie cheese on crackers. So, make a lot of jams, jellies, and fruit butters. Yes. So this year I made lots of pumpkin butter. And I didn't make apple butter this year because I still had apple butter from last year. I make applesauce. I didn't make applesauce this year because I still had applesauce from last year. So um, I want to can apple pie filling, but I need to get the Sure Gel stuff that you can can with. I haven't been able to find it locally in the city here, and ordering it online is quite expensive, but I do know a friend who found it about an hour and a half away in a local like country store type thing, like an Amish type store, but it's not a huge store. It's just like it's their farm and this is what they have. So I just have to wait till she goes there and then comes into town. I could ask her to pick it up next time, but I do a lot of long-term storage, so I have like these big 2-liter or 2-quart 2-liter 2-quart jars that you can't can in, but I use them for dry storage for like rice and flour and sugar and stuff like that. I can use my Food Saver vacuum sealer on it for if I wanted for more longer term storage, but I tend to just put the lid on because I'm going to use it within the year. So if it was going to be for longer, I would do the vacuum seal on that. But yeah, so we made a Kusha butter. What's a Kusha butter? What vegetable or fruit is that? Or is that cashew? Sounds interesting. I made pumpkin butter this year. Oh my god. That stuff is awesome. It was really yummy on toast. It's kind of like pumpkin pie filling. Who doesn't like pumpkin pie filling? I have to Google Kusha. Hey Google, what is Kusha?
According to Wikipedia, kucha is a traditional, primarily Sicilian dish containing boiled wheat berries and sugar, which is eaten on December 13th, the feast day of St. Lucy, the patron saint of Syracuse.
Cool. So it's a wheat berry? A wheat berry butter? So I guess it's not gluten-free, eh? Ella. Oh, I'm just seeing a video of yours here. You smoke your own meat? Oh, yum. No, not that. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I'm seeing a video that you were smoking your own meat. Did you also grow your own pig and harvest it? Not grow it, like you plant it in the ground or anything. I'm just trying to... Kusha gourd. Okay. Kusha squash. Okay, so it'd be like a pumpkin butter, but with this type of... Oh. Yeah, Kusha squash, that's what I'm seeing here. Okay. So, yeah, so like these big Big squashes. Okay. Cool. So I'm guessing you grow them on your farm, on your property. Yeah. I've never known that was their name. Very cool. Yeah, I've not had success with planting squashes. For one, my family doesn't eat squashes other than pumpkin. Well, sorry. They eat it. They just don't know they eat it because I hide it in spaghetti sauce and everything. Um, and they will eat like a curry. I have a curried butternut squash soup that I make that they will eat. Not again family favorites, but they'll eat it. But I'm not allowed to make it more than like once uh, in the fall. But when I've tried to plant even zucchini where I'm at, um, like in my yard, I don't get a lot of sun, so they don't grow very well. But I haven't tried it in my community garden because they would spread too much. Trade it for the hog. I butchered it and smoked the bacon. So you traded the smoked product for some of the smoked product, or you traded your squash for the hog. So did you get the hog alive and then, you know, and butcher it, or did they kill it and then you just had to butcher it yourself? Yes. I said two options, but you said yes. It sounded like my daughter. Would you like this or this for supper? Yes. Apparently she wants both. So did you trade the squash, or did you trade the butchering and smoking for having some of the profit of the end product as like payment for services rendered? Cool. Very cool. I wish I knew people that hunted more. Like the people I know that hunt live far away from me, and they have big families, and they when they go hunting they hunt usually in a big group, so there's not usually a lot of, and they'll share when they go hunting. But I wish I knew somebody who would go hunting. Like I would buy a hunting license or whatever and go with them. I just have never used a gun, and then they could hunt me a deer and share, you know, the bounty. Um, but people I know aren't. Some aren't hunting, but they're already in groups. I've been butchering for a long time. Cool. So do you have a big, huge circular, not circular saw, band saw that you use to cut the meat, like the bones and stuff? Um, I'm I'm not great at butchering. Last Christmas, I made a turducken from scratch. I bought a turkey, I bought a duck, I bought a chicken. I made stuffing, and I deboned them. It didn't look so pretty, but tasted really good. And it was very rich. And my family said though that if I make it again, that I had to de-skin the duck because the duck skin in the middle was was didn't get crispy and was too fatty. Hi, Mountain Mama. Okay, Mountain Mama, I have watched your playlist like 8 times. All like 33 of your videos. They're all little short ones. So you'll have in 48 hours, you'll have an increase in views and watch times. It is all old school butchering. Cool. So like with a big, huge cleaver knife to cut the bone and stuff like that. I'm just trying to share the love there, girl. You know, I feel I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You share the love. You gotta make some more videos. No, no problem. My video, like one of my videos is, my average video is about 20 minutes. So, but you had about like half your videos were like 2 minutes, which wasn't bad. Yeah, that's fine. You just need to have a couple more longer videos. I mean, I have a little camera. I should show it sometime. It's in the kitchen right now. But like with my live stream, it's on my phone because my laptop doesn't have a webcam on it, which we didn't know it didn't have when we bought it. But also, we bought it before I started using YouTube to play. So, well, let me play all. Yeah, no problem. What you can do is just play a playlist. I have a playlist that says either, like, new has a whole bunch of them in it, and I have a play all, but it doesn't have all, I haven't put all my live streams and stuff in it. Oh, yeah? That's fine. Just feel free to put one in. Whatever. I know you'll return the favor at some point. Gotta go, Jen. Thanks for talking to me. No problem, James. I have you playing on my channel right now. I'm back. Where was it? Where are you now? That one. Right now, I have Fire in the Smokehouse up in smoke, and I'm liking that video. I'm not necessarily commenting on them all, but I'm clicking like, and I've done 9 of your videos so far. No problem. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mama. Every little bit helps. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't think I will hit the watch time by that magical February date, but every little bit that I've increased now will mean when I do hit it, I don't have to worry about it so much. You know? I'm just looking to eventually get there again. But in no rush. The money will still be in the AdSense account. I mean, I literally have, I think it's $13 in there. Not enough for a check yet. But I think that increasing the community, sharing videos, and chatting with people and getting to know them makes much better subscribers of realizing that, we're just all real people and we're just all friends, family, sisters of another mother, or brothers from another mother. I figure we all kind of have something in common and just share the love. And someone just popped in. Hi, sweet queen, you're back. I'm still here. I figure if there's anybody here that still wants to chat with me, I will stay on until I get too tired. came in to tell you that I'm here, but I need to sleep. I haven't had any. I drank too much tea last night. Oh, you haven't had any sleep at all. So you don't want to really know that I'm drinking like full caffeinated coffee at 11:15 at night. And I'll have no problem going to bed after midnight and falling asleep. I have found so. I have a Google Home Mini upstairs in the bedroom, and I asked Google, "Hey Google, what does an ocean sound like?"
Here's what the ocean sounds like.
And then it plays the ocean sounds, and that helps me sleep. You get going. I am so tired. Mountain Mama, you need to do a live stream sometime. That will also help with your view count too. I listen to waterfalls. Well, Google plays oceans for an hour, and usually within an hour I'm asleep. Oh, come on, Mountain Mama. Just try it. Like, let me know when you want to try it, and I will pop in there, and I would love to be on your side of live streams. I mean, you have an iPad, so that has a camera in it, so you can easily do it. Just make sure it's fully charged when you do it, because I find that with these live streams, like, it's sucking the battery. Like, I'm at 49%. Now, it was fully charged a lot when I first started. So it's not sucking my battery as much as I thought it would this time. But, hey Google, stop. Not on mine though. Because all I'm doing, I haven't figured out how to do the live streams with the Google, with the Hangouts on air one. I tried connecting to Kim Fife's one, and it was shaky, but I think I was doing it wrong. So, I have to still research on how to do that, because I think that would be better, because the Google Live with my phone only allows me to do the live stream up and down. I was on with Rick and some others. Cool. Yeah, I've been able to connect to somebody else's, but I haven't figured out how to kind of start one that way. Well, that's cool. But see, the problem is with you being on Rick's channel, that helps Rick's with views, not necessarily you with views, unless you're on your channel. So, but, oh, well, it's getting late. So since everybody's kind of heading off to bed, it wasn't his channel, he was just there. Oh, okay. But I think I will be heading out too. But I'll try and pop on again tomorrow morning. If not, definitely tomorrow afternoon. Bye. Bye, Mountain Mama. Have a great night. And bye whoever else is on here too. If Sweet Queen's still here. Bye. Love you guys. Don't forget to click a thumbs up and watch a video. Bye.